So we've been doing some work in the garden lately. We built this shed just recently, and one of the things we've got to do now is the path. It's a little bit scrappy at the moment. The grass is only just recovering from all of our huge heat wave we had, but in the winter this bit of the path here that goes around to the composting area there gets really waterlogged. So what we want to do is make some stepping stones, some little slabs we're going to set into the grass here, some little round paving stones. Now I could just go and buy them, but I couldn't really find anything that I really like very much, so we're going to make our own. So let's get started on that. So the materials we're going to be working with today, I've got this nearly full bag of white mortar left over from some project or other. I can't remember what that was, but there's nearly a full bag there. I've got a couple of non-stick cake tins. They're not very big, but I only want little stepping stones anyway, so these should be more than adequate. And then I've got this. Now, there happens to be a beach near me that's really good for picking sea glass. So I've got this sea glass, and I think what we're going to do is set some of that sea glass in the bottom of the dish, fill it with cement, press it down, and hopefully we'll get a little paving stone that when it's tipped out we'll have some decorative sea glass embedded in the top of it. That's the theory. Let's get started. Okay, well this has not gone to plan. I don't know whether it's probably a mixture of things actually, in that this white mortar may not be the right material for this. It might be a little bit too soft. It's designed for joining glass block walls together, but it's just even the stuff that's dried okay in the bowl is just crumbly, and in these pans it hasn't dried at all. It's just turned into a soft, it's almost softer than plaster. So that was an interesting experiment, but obviously a bit of a fail. So we're going to try again with some actual concrete mix. Okay, second verse, same as the first. We're going to open up, hopefully, the right material this time, some high strength ready mix concrete. This has got some aggregate mixed in with it, so it is going to behave a little bit differently, but not that differently. So let's just, I'm not going to bother weighing up this time. I'm just going to cut a little corner off the bag like that and tip out a pan full, well, a couple of pans full actually while I'm here. I'm working outdoors on a gentle breeze, so I don't need to worry too much about the dust mask this time. So we just do 2 portions like that to make sure they're generous enough, because I felt like I underfilled it a little bit last time. Well, obviously the sea glass does add some volume, but it does pack down a little bit once the water's added. And then we're going to arrange some of this sea glass in the bottom of the pan. Choice pieces of the blue bits, which we'll make sure we put in such a place that they can be seen on the bottom layer. I really only want 1 layer of glass here, and the cement hopefully will work its way around this. I think that's probably about right. Just make sure we haven't got any bits that are doubled up, because that will just introduce weakness into the material. Okay, that looks about right. So, let's mix up our cement. Okay, and what we'll do here, I'm just going to plonk that on top. Okay, that's good. And then we'll set that aside and do the next one. Okay, so the next day, these are quite nicely cured. They're not fully cured yet. The cement is still what they call a little bit green, but we're just going to knock these out of the tins now. And I found the best way to do that is actually to give it a bit of a downwards knock on the rim all the way round, and then it will just drop out. Now, that might seem a little bit disappointing at first. Where's all that sea glass that we went to all the trouble of placing in the bottom of the tin? But don't worry, there is a solution for that. Let's just get them both out, and I'll show you what we do. What we're going to do now is polish them with a stiff wire brush in an electric drill. And there we go, and that's the sea glass exposed there. And then when that gets wet, it will wash off some of the lime off of there, and we'll end up with something that's quite decorative and colourful. Okay, there we go. So that's the 2 I've made today, added to the 4 I've made in previous days. I'm limited to making 2 per day because that's how many cake tins I bought. I could have bought more tins, but I felt like it'd be a bit of a waste. I will recycle them into the steel recycling waste once I'm finished. But there we go. I think we need to make probably another 2 batches, so 10 in total, and then we can lay them in the lawn as stepping stones. I won't show that in this video, so I think we're more or less done for this video. I hope that's been interesting and perhaps useful. If you want to see these in their final position when we set them into the lawn, please subscribe, and we'll show that in a future video. But for now, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.